Hello, Namaste. 10th standard. Today we will continue the lesson Louis Pasteur, Conqueror of Diseases. So, in the last video, we have come to know who is Louis Pasteur. He was a French scientist who was a son of a soldier who had fought in the War of Waterloo. And we also came to know that he was interested in chemistry experiments. He was a chemistry subject. And more than that, we also came to know about his childhood and when he was young, where he studied, that he studied in Paris, a French country town, and he was also became a professor at Stanford of Alsace, and he got married to a caring and a loving wife. So next we came to know about how he used to do his experiment, how he used to study for his experiment. He was interested more in trying to understand how the things decay, living things decay. So this was the main topic where he was interested, and he was not like others. By finding medicines to the diseases, he tried to help his country and help the people around him. So, this is what in the next paragraphs we will study on Pasteur started thinking over decay of living things. Example: milk, meat, and beer, these things. And do germs form from other germs? This is the main topic subject he had studied. Discovery on pasteurization, branch of science called bacteriology. This is also he has done. And cure for anthrax by immune system. So these are the topics now we will study. Now come to 7th para. Pasteur, as a young chemist, had always been interested in the problems of why and how living things decay, why milk turns sour, why meat goes bad, why wine ferments. He started to give some lectures in Lille on fermentation. One of the chief industries in Lille was the manufacture of alcohol from beetroot, and he was fortunate in being able to carry out experiments in some of the breweries. One manufacturer consulted Pasteur about his beer, which was turning out badly, and Pasteur, by helping this brewer, managed to discover all sorts of things that he did not know before about yeast. Yeast is used to make beer foam and bread rise up lightly. Pasteur became certain that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells. When these cells were healthy and yeast acted well. But if they were diseased, the yeast and the beer went wrong. So this is about he started to study on how he started to experiment, study, his concentration, his attention, all the attention went on how the living things get decayed, like milk. Milk becomes curd, and sour, and curd, when it becomes curd, it becomes sour, and meat goes bad. Why wine ferments? And he started giving one lecture in Lille for in the topic on the topic of fermentations, and he had helped a manufacturing company in the industry in the Lille, and this what the problem was, the manufacturer used to make alcohol from beetroot, and this beetroot beverage was getting like decayed very soon. So, fortunate in being able to carry out experiments in some of the breweries. So, this was the main beverage which was getting spoiled due to one or other reason. He wanted to know why this beverage was getting spoiled. One manufacturer consulted Pasteur about his beer, which was turning out badly, and Pasteur, by helping this beverage, managed to discover all sorts of things that he did not know it before. And one main thing was about yeast. Yeast is actually a living, it is alive, it is a tiny living cell. So, when it is put into something or a food item, that cells, if it is healthy, yeast is healthy, it gives good result, and if it is diseased, if it is dead, then the result will be very bad, so it goes wrong. Now Pasteur became certain that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells. When these cells were healthy, the yeast acted well. So if you put the yeast to the bread, it used to it used to get foam, and bread used to become light weighted, and also if the yeast is diseased, then there is no action at all. The bread or any other food item, if we put yeast in that, it won't act well. So this is what he studied about beverages, beer, and yeast. So the main reason for this is the that we didn't know that yeast was a living cell. So he came to know that yeast was a living cell, and if it is healthy, it acted good, and if it is diseased, it didn't. It went wrong. So eighth para. After a few years, Pasteur was made director of scientific studies at famous college in Paris. He was still thinking about decay and yeast and germs, and one of the problems that he was trying to answer was this: do germs form from other germs, or do they just come out by themselves? People like Pasteur believed that germs were carried in the air and might infect other things that came in contact with them. Others believed in what they called spontaneous generation. That is, they believed that germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. So, this here in this para, this is all about germs. Whether the germs form from other germs, like we come from our parents, and our parents, we have a family. Same way, the problem here was, do germs form from other germs? Do they come from other germs? Or do they just come by themselves? Or just um without any cause, does they come? See, in science, nothing happens without reason. So, even some of the scientists believe that germs do come by other germs, but some other scientists believe that it is just a spontaneous generation. That is, they believed that germs had no parents but just come by themselves. There is no parent, they just come by themselves. So, para number 9. Pasteur proved that he was right by a very simple and clever experiment. He put some soup into some bottles and then he boiled it in order to destroy any germs that might already be in the soup. After that, he heated and pulled out the neck of each bottle until it formed a long, narrow neck with a big bend in the middle. The soup remained there for a long time and it never went bad as it would have done if it had been standing in bowl in the kitchen. That, said Pasteur, it because there are no parent germs in the soup and they cannot reach it because of the bend in the long tube. So, He took one of the bottles and split a little of the soup. He spilled a little of the soup down the tube so that it settled in the bend. This soup went bad. We often speak of dust traps. Well, this bend in the tube was a dust trap because the dust, which as we now know may carry germs with it, could get as far as bend but no further, and it settled there and infected the soup. Now, what he did, he wanted to conclude that germs have parents. It doesn't come by itself, but it develops like our family develops. The same way germs also develop. So he wanted to do one experiment on this matter. That is why what he did, he boiled a soup and he put this soup into after heated he put it in the bottles. Then he boiled it in order to destroy any germs, so that there shouldn't be any germ. He boiled it. Then after that he heated and pulled out the neck of each bottle until it formed a long narrow neck. So the bottle, the this way, no long narrow neck. This is a bottle and a long narrow neck. So he made that bottle into that shape. Then with a big bend in the middle. Now there is a big bend. He made it like this. Big bend in the middle. Then he put the soup into that. The soup remained there for a long time and it never went bad, as it would have done if it had been standing in a bowl in the kitchen. So if the same soup, if it had been in the bowl in the kitchen, it would have gone wrong, or it would have decayed long back, but it didn't happen. But in this bottle, the soup remained good. So why this has happened? It is because there are no parent germs in the soup. So he has already boiled the soup and he had boiled the bottle. Because of this, the soup remained good, as no germs entered the soup, as he had bent the neck of the bottle. So he took one of the bottles and spilt a little of the soup down the tube so that it settled in the bend. This soup went wrong. So now this soup, he just spilt some soup into this area, and this soup went bad. So we often speak of dust trap. So dust trap was settled in that bend, and due to that, in the dust particles, there was germs, and due to that germs, when it came to contact with the food, that is soup, that went bad. That soup got decayed. So this was the experiment. He came to know that germs do have parents, and it gets developed only if it comes to the contact with the air. So in the air we have dust, and in the dust we have germs. So this is what he found out. Para number 10. This is only one of many hundreds of experiments which Pasteur made to show how full the air is of dust particles and how germs may be carried by the dust. One very useful experiment was made to show the difference between pure and stale air. So this is the next experiment he has done about the pure and stale air, the good and bad air. Pasteur again filled some bottles with soup. Again he did the same thing, like he filled some soup in the bottles. He took some into the little hotel bedroom, and the air hardly ever changed. Broke their necks off so that the air could enter freely, and after a few minutes sealed them up again. He then took some bottles into field nearby and did the same with them. Finally, he opened some on the top of high mountain and again sealed them with up. What was the result? When they were examined, the bottles opened in the hotel bedroom were full of soup which had gone completely moldy. The bottles opened in the field were moldy but not requisite and not quite so bad. But those opened on the mountain had no germs in at all. So what he found out, he made the three bottles of soup, and before closing the bottles, he just kept it open for few minutes. Then he took these bottles, one into a hotel room. There he kept this soup, and there he opened the bottle for few minutes. Then he closed it. Then another bottle he took it to a open field, a meadow place. There he opened for few minutes. Again same procedure he followed. Few minutes he opened the soup bottle. Then he closed it and kept it there. And next bottle he took it to a mountain place in a high place. There he just opened the same procedure he followed, and he found out what was the result. The soup in the hotel got moldy, very moldy, and in the open place it was in the meadow, what he kept in the meadows, it was moldy, but it was not that stale. But what he kept in the mountain place, it was all right, but it did not went wrong. So this is what had happened. So this was the experiment to check whether the air carries dust particles and dust particles carry germs in it. So what he found was the dust particles are more in the city places, less in the less in the meadows, open places, and there won't be any dust particles in the mountain places, that is in the higher places. So this is what he found out. Nowadays we pay a great deal of attention to pure air, open window, to freedom from dust, to garden cities. Pasteur was one of the first to show how necessary all these are if we are to fight against germs and diseases. So what he said, what he found out was, so in the air there used to be lot of germs. So if we sit in the closed room, there are germs, and if in the closed room if there are germs, it goes on multiplying and it causes us diseases. So why we should open the windows open, we should keep the windows open, we should keep the doors open, so that the air should circulate in the area, and the place we sit, we sleep, should be free of germs. Para number 12. Another very useful discovery of Pasteur's while he was working in Paris was the process which we now call him after pasteurization. Some French wine growers were troubled by a germ which had turned their wine sour. Pasteur showed that by heating the wine or milk or whatever it might be to the temperature of 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, the germs were made harmless. So, pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent more germs from entering. So, what we have learnt about pasteurized milk, we all must be drinking the same type of milk. So how this is made? Who is the founder of pasteurized milk? Is none other than Louis Pasteur. So what he did, he came to some of the French wine growers came to him and asked that his wine gets sour very soon. So, what he found out is if we heat the wine or milk to 50 or 60 degrees, not heating or not boiling completely, at this temperature, heating it up to 50 to 60 degrees of centigrade, we can just these germs can be made harmless through this much of heating, and this is milk or wine is packed, then it won't go wrong, or it prevents the milk to getting stale or moldy. So what we have this milk of 50 pasteurized milk is nothing but heating the milk up to 50 to 60 degrees of temperature, that is centigrade, and packed. So in that pack the germs won't multiply and the milk won't get spoiled soon. Para number 13. Louis Pasteur was what we should call an all-round scientist. All the research which he did in his laboratories was meant to help his fellow human being. It would be impossible to imagine Pasteur experimenting with explosives or poison gas. So, what was the main field he used to experiment? Pasteur was he wanted to help the people, human being, by providing him medicines or some solutions to some of the problems the people are facing. So you can't imagine Pasteur experimenting on explosives and any poison gas. Para number 14. Pasteur found the branch of science called bacteriology, or the study of bacteria, and he showed what a wide range it had by studying the bacteria in all sorts of different activities. For 3 years, he spent all his time and energy in tracking down the cause of disease which had ruined the silkworm industry. He began to believe that most, if not all, infectious diseases were due to the certain bacteria which, if they got into the blood, multiplied there and caused disease. So, next subject he studied was bacteria. Bacteriologist. The study of bacteria is called bacteriology. So, which is very important in your academic point of view. So, study of a science branch which studies on bacteria is called bacteriology, and Pasteur showed that there is a wide range of bacteria in all different activities. For 3 years, he had spent his time in finding or tracking down the cause of diseases which had ruined the silkworm industry. So, silkworm industry was affected due to this bacteria. So, he started finding a solution to the this silkworm industry. There he come to know that there is any infectious disease is caused by bacteria. If the bacteria is if it goes into our blood, it gets multiplied and there it starts causes disease. So it starts acting or multiplying in our blood, and thereby it starts our body gets disease. Para number 15. Many other men were working and experimenting against those bacteria which were the enemies of man and which were invisible but present everywhere and always ready to attack. Dr. Jenner in England had already discovered vaccination for smallpox, but inoculation against other diseases had not yet started. So, next his problem was inoculation. There was another scientist, Dr. Jenner in England. He had already found out the vaccination for smallpox. Now, it is basically smallpox, it is a vaccination. We now are studying inoculation. Pasteur studied on inoculation, how a disease can be treated by inoculation. So you have to know what is vaccination and what is inoculation. It is given in your textbook at the end of your inoculation means to treat a person or animal against some disease by injecting a weak form of the some same disease, a vaccine into the body. So what we call any if any person is and he gets any disease, the same from whichever bacteria it has caused, the same bacteria is injected into our body, which is which does not it is which is very weak. So this weak the weak germs or weak bacteria, when it goes into our body, our body gets immune to it, it starts acting, but it is in the small proportion. As our body start fighting for the same germs or bacteria, our body gets immune to it, and thereby whenever the other objects, the other bacteria, stronger bacteria tries to attack our body, which is always ready to attack our body, it does not affect our body very much. Our body starts fighting back against the bacteria which is in the stronger form. So here today till here it is enough. So in my next video I will deal entire lesson, that is till para number 16. So read the lesson, and there are some words, difficult words, and some clauses are given in the end of your lesson. Please read it, learn it. Every glossary words you should write it 3 times, and so that you can learn it by heart. By heart means not by tongue, but you should learn it, you should know whenever a question is asked, you should know it by heart. So till then, take care. Thank you.